talk about, but I want to discuss the intersection of size, length, mobility, and basketball instincts that's basically unprecedented in NBA history. 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan who can cover ground seamlessly and anticipate plays before they happen. Before anybody in the defense realizes what's happening, he plants, pivots, explodes off the ground with incredible quickness, getting off his feet and just changing the geometry of the game, playing at angles that nobody can execute at this level. And then the skill level on top of that, we show here, creating his own shot, the footwork and ball handling ability to get into the step back three-pointer. He made plays like this look routine as the season moved on. And then the defensive impact, the way he covers ground, not in the play here, but then bam, turns, plants, erases the shot against the glass. Not watching, boom, turn, boom, pin the ball against the glass. I mean, these type of plays are going to be for him every single game in the NBA level. I mean, he's going to make an impact defensively, and that's why I see the Spurs, Rookie of the Year, All-Star candidate, and potential play-in game year one for Victor Wembanyama.
It's wild to me. I was thinking about this yesterday, Jonathan, after you and Kendrick Perkins said that he could be an all-star in year one, that he has only played in NBA rules, essentially, when he came over and played against Scoot Henderson in the G League Ignite in those exhibition games in Las Vegas. And to think that he was that good and that the NBA rules actually may be easier for him is wild to think about. Jonathan Givony, thank you so much for spending some time with us here on NBA Today. Take a look. Here is the latest from ESPN's mock draft. Jonathan Givony, Jeremy Woo. It looks like after number 1, Victor Wembanyama, you have Brandon Miller going to Charlotte at 2. You can see Scoot Henderson here to Portland at 3. And this is how the rest of the top 10 our Woo and Givony have shaking out. Some more news on a team at the top of the draft. Michael Jordan is finalizing the sale of the Charlotte Hornets to a group led by Gabe Plotkin and Rick Schnall, ending his 13-year run as the majority owner. That's according to our Adrian Wojnarowski. So for more on the Hornets sale, Woj joins us once again. We're 6 days away from the draft here, Woj. What is the impact going to be of this sale on the Hornets moving forward?
Yeah, Malika, the new ownership group, Gabe Plotkin, Rick Schnall, they're not going to be vetted, approved by the league in time for them to have control of the team for the draft, for free agency. So Michael Jordan will continue in that role, overseeing his front office, Mitch Kupchak, and as they mull over that number 2 overall pick. They've got 5 picks out of the first 41, some important decisions in free agency. But I think you've got a group coming in, Malika, especially Rick Schnall, who's been part of that ownership group in Atlanta, who knows how an organization runs, knows how it works between ownership and how to support your front office and coaches. And I think there's a lot of infrastructure growth to be had in Charlotte. I think this is a group that is well regarded, well known in NBA circles, and can try to build on what's a very good core with LaMelo Ball, with potentially now, maybe it's Brandon Miller at number 2 on this Hornets roster. But I think there's an opportunity here in a market that is a really popular NBA market, a city that loves this organization. They've not had a great deal of success with Michael Jordan in these 13 years. But I think you have a group coming in now, motivated, I'm told, a $3 billion valuation in the purchase of that majority stake. And I think over time, you'll start to see this group, Plotkin and Schnall, really put their imprint on this franchise.
Yeah, over Jordan's 13 seasons at the helm of this franchise, just in bottom 5 in win percentage, have just 3 playoff wins in 2 playoff appearances. Woj, thank you so much for spending some. And Draymond Green, and no doubt, Bruce Brown. He was caught up in the moment a little bit. But Richard, you've been in a similar situation. Can we run this back, please?
Are you a politician? One more year there, Jenny. One more year. How do you say no to that?
You guys think I should play one more year? If you guys want me to play one more year, I'll play one more year. There you have it.
This is called a...
That's it. I'm out.
I'm going to say I was far drunker than Bruce when I said that. And I also said that before Kevin Durant signed with the Warriors. So I probably should have gone out the way I did. So, that's just me.
That's just you. All right, let's go through some of those other names and decide who should stay, who should go. You each have 24 seconds on the shot clock to make a case to these players. All right, James Harden. He's expected to opt out, but that doesn't mean he's actually going to leave Philadelphia. So, Richard, should he stay or should he go now?
If he wants to win, he should stay. If he wants to go back to being the man and making more money, then he should probably go. I think people want to see the best players on the biggest stages making the biggest shots. If that's the case, if that's what he wants for himself, then he should stay in Philadelphia next to that MVP.
Okay, well, how about this? Chris Middleton as a $40 million option. Zach, it's hard to imagine him at this point in any other jersey. Should he stay or should he go?
That question is almost as much up to the Bucks as it is to him, because if he opts out, one reason he might do so is to sign a longer-term deal with Milwaukee. If Milwaukee wants to shake up its team, one way to do that is to flip Chris Middleton somewhere else. This is one of the biggest, most important decisions of the offseason, because the Bucks cannot afford to take a step back as long as Giannis is in his prime. What he should do, he'll map it out for it to work out for him. I don't know, but it's a big decision.
What about Kristaps Porzingis? He has a $36 million option. That decision is a lot more complicated, knowing that the Wizards are exploring trades for Bradley Beal if they do decide to blow up this roster. So, Perk, does Porzingis stay or go?
He stays. I think he had a nice year last year. I think the Wizards, they embraced who he is, and I think it's a perfect situation for him. The coach is letting him be the best version of himself. If I'm Porzingis, I stay. And I take up my player option.
Yeah, I agree, though, with Zach Lowe. I think watching what Chris Middleton does this summer is one of the most fascinating storylines that we're going to see. I do know, though, someone who is always ready to stay, to go, to do whatever we need is one of our very own. Take a look at this.
Oh, my God. Look at them ashy knees, bro. Look at those knees, bro.
What
are you wearing?
What's happening here?
Ew.
Oh, poor Perk. We're always watching. We're always watching.
I know.
Always wear pants. Always wear pants.
No.
Put some lotion on that skin.
Well, first of all, I didn't have time to put on lotion. I got in at 11 o'clock last night, and then I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, dude, everybody's got a scrapbook,
2 hours to
bro.
get up. I worked 2 hours of first take, and then I did Just In, and now I'm here on NBA Today with another hour left after this. So, I mean, I'm punching in the clock, and this is my attire.
We appreciate it.
When I have to do things to myself, yeah, RJ, you missed the show yesterday. You missed your flight.
I was flying back from working.
Well,
right?
we do know that Perk is the hardest working man in this industry. He just is. Perk, all that we ask is that when we have you covered for our 3 free agency specials, that you wear pants. Yes, it starts June 30th from 3 to 6, and then an hour later, you can get coffee in that hour from 7 to 9 Eastern. And then again, Rich, July 1st from 2 to 4 Eastern. All of that is on ESPN. So many hours of free agency programming coming up with Perk, with Richard, with Zach, and my